What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be showcasing one of the most unique Pokemon in this EUIC meta, and of course that is Seaking, basically the only Pokemon that has flying type damage in the entire format. Peck as a fast move does a lot of damage to the bug types, it's good at generating energy as well, and Icy Wind for the attack drops, Mega Horn for the raw damage output. It makes it so Seaking is honestly a pretty interesting threat in this meta. Now Seaking doesn't have a lot of things that it hard beats, but it really doesn't hard lose to a lot either, so it's a very neutral Pokemon, and it should be a lot of fun to use. Really quick, before we get into the battles, I want to say if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what Seaking can do. First game of the day, Seaking into Froslass. Okay. I would imagine... Oh, wait. I actually... My energy's walled here, isn't it? So this is not as good for me as I'd like it to be, now that I'm thinking about it. But that was only 6. Which I think we all know, if it can only be a move after 6, it's either an Avalanche or a Triple Axle. Avalanche would hurt quite a bit, but I mean, I do survive it. Ooh, nice catch by them. On a Sucker Punch Furt, it looks like. That's fine, I suppose. I don't necessarily, my energy's not great into Froslass anyway, so it's probably for the best that we can kind of dance around if possible. They go for a Swift here. Sucker Punch will add up a little bit more than Quick Attacks would, so they'll do some fast move pressure to us, but our Bug Bites absolutely shred through Furt, and if I have energy coming out of this, honestly, I'm not in a bad spot. I'll have to throw a Lunge one way or another to knock this out, so I think I might as well just go for like a bit of a massive undercharge here. Either way, I'll go for a full Bug Bite down. And this way, now I take a double debuffed Swift, rather than a Swift that's like full damage, right? Maybe that's a good play, maybe not. We'll figure out shortly if they swap out or not. Big Swift. They could switch here if they want. Which, yeah, they take advantage of the fact I went for that undercharge, and they do switch out. But I mean, I can just get a move off here. And well, I think we all know this is only gonna be a Lunge. They're likely still gonna have to shield this, right? Yeah. And we'll bring back in our Seaking. 8. We can shield this up. It's gonna be an Avalanche once again. I mean, it could be a Triple Axle, I suppose, but I feel like that's a little bit risky on their part. They probably want to guarantee a shield. Yeah. Alright, they're another move right now. The thing is, I don't knock them out just yet with the charge attack anyway, so I don't really see a reason to throw until I can either put them into a range where I could knock them out, or until I'm at back-to-back moves. Oh, I probably shouldn't have thrown against this. It's pretty low on HP. With that said, maybe I couldn't have pecked down. And honestly, I can debuff that Froslass again, or I can Mega Horn something in the back line. I'm not necessarily weak to Froslass with my team here. I more so just don't have a hard counter to it. So they do get the Furt knocked out. Who do they bring in now, though? Likely the Froslass. No, actually, what? They bring in a Goodra. So Goodra's going to end up taking an Icy Wind. Super effective damage, mind you. It's going to hurt quite a bit here. Or I guess we get the shield. Alright. And now they're debuffed. This thing's not going to do much damage to us, which is pretty nice. Unless they're on Draco Meteor, but first of all, that's not enough energy for a Draco. And even if they had it, that would debuff themselves even more, so that wouldn't be the end of the world, necessarily. Okay. We're at 100 energy here, so I can Body Slam them. And still have an Earthquake remaining for the Froslass later on. Which is what we're going to go for here, because I want to make sure I have enough energy to go for a move into that Froslass if I can. Big Body Slam. What do they do? Probably swap? No, okay. And they throw in a little bit suboptimal timing here, actually. This is going to be a close game. Closer than I'd really like it to be. Honestly, I'm just going to Earthquake here. It might be a bad play, but this Froslass is getting so low at this point, I might be able to just farm down, even if I just land a Body Slam into him. Yeah, down goes the Goodra. Yeah, we'll go for the Body Slam here. I mean, I think Rollouts plus Bug Bites plus Pecks will be enough to knock this out. I know Body Slam is a very inefficient move to throw into a Froslass. I know this. You don't need to tell me. I know this. But sometimes you gotta throw moves like that. They're gonna go for probably a Triple Axle here, because they threw Avalanche earlier into my Seaking. If they had Shadow Ball, they would have gone for it. Yeah, there's a Triple Axle. But I'm pretty sure we can farm down with Bug Bites before they farm us down. Yeah, no, just barely, actually. That was closer than I thought it would be. But we're able to get the win. And I guess not a bad showing for Seaking in the first game. Trent, oh boy. What's he running? Seaking into Shadow Kingdra. Okay. Very neutral lead matchup here. Although I am a little bit scared because it's a Shadow Kingdra, right? The damage output's going to be a little bit higher here than usual. Which means that a Swift even could put me potentially into farm down range a little bit quicker. But we actually are allowed to throw first. They don't go for a Swift before me, so that means for sure they could go for an Outrage in just a second. Or we see a Licky Licky come in, which is also fine. Body Slam's not going to knock us out here. I can just overfarm a little bit more and then debuff this. Big Body Slam. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so they're at another Body Slam now, but I have the Icy Wind ready to go, which this should be able to debuff their attack stat, making it a little bit easier for me to survive attacks. I'm going to come in my own Licky Licky here especially. They're at 5, so it could be an Earthquake, but it's debuffed. I'm not that worried about it. Kingdra is still around, but it doesn't quite have an Outrage just yet. Okay, they do Earthquake, so they're dry here. Let's see what they do. We'll go for the Earthquake now, just to try, if we can, to get a shield, but they might survive this just barely. I know this Pokemon's pretty bulky, right? Ah, the 1 HP. Okay, maybe it doesn't matter, though, because if I can snipe them down with a Bug Bite later on, that could be pretty nice, too. They're at, like, double Swift here. I'm going to shield this, though, even with that said, just in case it's an Outrage, which we actually do see the full Outrage sent against us there, so probably a good thing I went for that. Big Body Slam coming through them. We'll see what they do here and what they have in the back, right? We get a no-shield, so down goes that thing. Okay. In the back is a Grimmsnarl. This is going to be kind of a closer game than I'd like, but I think we're in a pretty good spot here either way, because I'm just 1 away from an Icy Wind. I don't love shielding a power-up punch of all things, but I think it's more worth it just to guarantee landing this Icy Wind than it is to let this go. This way I can guarantee a debuff once again against them, and if they let this go, I should just be able to farm down the Grimmsnarl, and if they shield this up, then I go for a lunge, and they do let that go. So Fast Move Pressure is the name of the game here. Licky Licky is on 1 HP, so I might even Bug Bite that down before it gets to anything. Yeah, they're at another move now. It's going to be a foul play, right? But I should survive this, plus a Body Slam. And if we don't, our Licky Licky does have HP still, right? Okay, nice. Yeah, they just don't get, I can't speak. They don't get energy off. That's what I'm very poorly and excitedly trying to say. Sometimes English is hard, guys. But English is not what you need here. All you need is victory in the Go Battle League to make yourself feel better. Oh my goodness, Maxi now too. We're fighting all of the good battlers here. Seaking into Shadow Beedrill. Nice. This is where Peck really comes in handy. We have that super effective flying type damage into the bug type. With that said, it's not actually the worst matchup in the world there for the Beedrill. Just because Beedrill is such an offensive pick, right? And we see a Swift being thrown here. I mean, I'm just gonna let this go. That might be a bad play, saying it's gonna be not debuffed, right? But I don't want to shield a Swift, so we'll see what they do. Okay. Looks like only a Swift is going to be reached here from this Kingdra. That is pretty nice to see. If they got to an Outrage, that would be really bad against us. Even with a debuff, that would do quite a bit. But yeah, we do farm them all the way down here. And now, even if Beedrill comes in, I have a lot of energy on my Spidops. I should be able to go here for some lunges. And while I could go for a Rock Tomb to guarantee a shield, I feel like they still kind of have to shield this, right? I mean, it's a Beedrill. It's a very squishy Pokemon. They don't want to let it get one shot here if possible. Yeah. And my Bug Bites, sure, they're resisted, but Beedrill doesn't simply resist any attacks here in Pokemon Go. Wow, they actually let us get the second lunge off. I think they might have expected me to go for a full-on Rock Tomb here. But again, this Pokemon is so squishy that I'm fine just going for the smaller attack. And in the back is a Shadow Dragonair. That's kind of a cool pick. There's a lot of energy left over on that Beedrill, which is a little bit unnerving right now. So keep that in mind. I'm going to shield this up. It could be a... Oh, okay, I shouldn't have shielded a Wrap. I thought it could be a Dragon Pulse there, which would have been a pretty bad play for me to have no-shielded that. But by shielding a Wrap, I also give myself potential ways to lose this game, right? Yeah, nice no-shield by them. But I mean, maybe we're still fine here, because I still have a lot of Fast Move Pressure left over, and that Beedrill is pretty low. Oh, well, I just win if they do that, right? Like, what's the win condition for them now? I feel like I just win this. I no-shield in case it's a Fell Stinger, but then I peck down. Or if it is a Fell Stinger, like, I roll out down, too. Let's just clear our debuff. Come in, Seaking. I thought for sure they were going to shield that Dragonair there, but Seaking can just come back in. And we get the win. Nice. Yeah, Seaking actually, it kind of put in some work there. I mean, obviously not that good into any of those Pokemon, but not bad into any of them either. Very neutral. All right, next opponent. We're going to see Seaking into a Shadow Drapion. Okay, this is where having Drill Run would be pretty nice, but you actually don't really need Drill Run in this matchup to have a lot of play. Peck does a lot of damage here, as well as, like, even Mega Horn or Icy Wind would do quite a bit to them. So, we'll shield the first move because it's not going to be debuffed, and we'll see what they're going to do. I would imagine they go for the Crunch, but they could Aqua Tail bait if they're crazy. No, they don't. Okay, they get a debuff there. That's actually really annoying, because now that counteracts the whole reason that I shielded that first move. That's fine. Maybe we get a shield here from them. Nice. Okay, getting that shield back is kind of huge. Because now that means I'm not going to have to, like, I don't know, be in a really bad spot. They think that Seaking's bulkier than it is. Seaking's actually relatively attack-weighted. It's like 120 attack. Drapion's normally around 118 at, like, max. So I do win that CMP. We're going to take a debuffed Crunch now. If it weren't for that debuff against us, this would be a double debuffed Crunch. But that's fine. We just switch here. Okay, this is actually a really good Simul Swap for us. I was unsure what the normal type was for a second there. I thought it might be, a Licky or a Dunsparce for a second, which would be pretty bad for Spitops, but Furret's actually relatively good for us. You can see just how much... Wow, they Brick Break? I guess that's an idea to go for, but I can just debuff them. Why did they Brick Break? Is that a good play? I don't even know. Anyway, I can just Bug Bite this down. The Bug Bites shred through the HP of Furret. 5... Okay, so they're at the next lunge, or not lunge, imagine lunge for it. They're at the next Swift, that is. And, I mean, at this point, my Seaking's still around. I can farm this all the way down. Drapion could come in here. I wouldn't be surprised if it does, honestly. I'll save the energy and just come in with my Seaking. And, honestly, I don't think it's a bad play to shield this up. It's probably an Aqua Tail, which, I mean, that'd knock us out either way. But now I can get an Icy Wind into the final Pokemon. Well, I don't necessarily need an Icy Wind here, I'm not gonna lie. It's a Litleo. Wow. But I'm pretty sure, just by getting this debuff off, now they don't have any damage whatsoever for my Licky. Yeah, I was not expecting Litleo in the back. Is that... is that a bold thing to say? I don't think so. I think Litleo might be the craziest Pokemon I could have expected to see here. We survived the Flame Charge, and they're debuffed, right? So now they're only at neutral attack. We can go after 3 rollouts here for good timing. And if they go for the instant throw, I get a sneak. If they don't, I get a second body slam off. And I do have that lunge loaded in the backline as well on my Spitops. They do throw an alignment, which is not a bad play on their part. Like, this is going to guarantee they get the move off, I guess, against us. But now we can just watch for the catch. It's a 5-turn move. It's almost impossible to let a catch happen here against us. Yeah, they're in the Incinerate, so we just go for the body slam. This gets the KO, and that Drapion is so low at this point. We have a lunge loaded as well if we needed it. But I'm pretty sure at this point, even just fast food pressure will be enough. 1 rollout knocks out the Shadow Drapion. Once again, we get the win here. Seaking's just so neutrally good so far today. It's an interesting Pokemon. Alright, well, we're 4-0 in this set. Let's see if we can get the 5-0 to start out. Arctibax in the lead. Kind of a unique Dragon type here, actually. I don't have necessarily a great counter to this on my team. Everything that I have is going to take neutral from this Pokemon. Man, that animation was so weird. I don't know if that was an Icy Wind or not. It was. Okay. I was like, wait, that was a little bit early there, I think, for a Dragon Claw, because it takes 13 Dragon Breaths for that, and they, I think, only threw after 12. We go for the Mega Horn here. It does some pretty devastating damage against them, not gonna lie. And, I mean, at this point, I think I'm just going to shield this up and switch to Spitops. I can save some energy here, and I can make it so I can just farm this down instead of needing to waste a full Icy Wind against them. Okay, they're staying in for at least a second there, and they bring in their own Spitops. Okay. We know Rock Tomb's super effective here, which is why we're not throwing it. We know that they got a shield, right? They've got a shield. If they don't, that's insane. I'm actually a little bit concerned, though, that we've already seen 2 Pokemon on their team weak to rock-type damage, so there could be some sort of Licky answer in the back. But there's, like, realistically, not that many things in the meta that you wouldn't have play into as a Licky, even still in the backline. Let this go just in case they bait, but they do full sand. Hopefully I get the lunge off. I should, just barely. Yeah, Spitops, it's tanky. That's its best thing. It's able to survive, get to this final lunge here. Likely a no-shield coming through. Oh, we see a shield? Okay. That's even better, actually. If I need to here, I can clear my debuff. Well, they clear their debuff, I guess, coming in Arctibax, but now they don't really have a catch potential. And if I need to this game, I can swap into my Seaking here, right? Which, I mean, I might as well. They're at 7 right now. I get an Earthquake, and I have the Icy Wind ready to go. So I should just switch and be fine. Go for the Icy Wind before they can get off a Rock Tomb. And this might not be quite enough to knock him out, but it could be. It's going to be kind of close. Ah, yeah, 1 HP. That's fine. I'm pretty sure our Licky Licky at this point is in such a good spot to win this game. Although, I guess what we have to keep in mind here is there is still, a lot of energy on that Spiritomb. So, if they debuff us a lot, then our damage is going to be pretty low. And maybe, with enough debuffs, Spiritomb here is going to be able to win them the game. They throw an alignment. That's kind of crazy, actually. I should have gone for an extra rollout there, but I didn't think they... Like, that, they had no reason to do that. But they did it, just for fun. But basically, they'd have to be 9 more bug bites away from back-to-back lunge here, and I don't think they can be. So we should just survive the bug bites, get the next body slam off, and win the game that way. Yeah, nice. Okay. So we get the next body slam. Even with the debuff, right, we saw how much damage our rollouts are doing. Body slam should close out the game. Right? Yeah, down goes Spiritomb. That's a 5-0 to start out with this team. I mean, it's not like we got any really good matchups, right? Any matchups where it's just completely hard countering our opponent. Not that there's really a lot of those in this meta, but there were no matchups that weren't playable for our Seaking today. And I think that's what is so strong about it here in this meta. Might not have a lot of hard wins, but there's not a lot that you can't at least whittle down. Alright, next opponent. We'll see Seaking into Spiritomb. Alright, I don't know if this is good for me. It's gonna be really neutral, I think. My pecs are non-stab. They have stab sucker punches. Well, actually, everything Seaking does is non-stab, which is not necessarily ideal. But maybe it doesn't matter, because I have the ability to outpace them. And that could be good enough here to make it a little bit awkward for the Spiritomb to get much done. They do let that go. Could have been a Mega Horn, just saying. But they don't fall for it. I feel like a Rock Tomb is pretty likely here, so I'm going to let this go. That might be the first time I've ever seen a Spiritomb Shadow Ball in this meta. Oh, they get the move at the last second. Really smart Shadow Ball by them, I got to admit. That's going to put us in a very rough spot, where now I have to shield, and I'm a debuffed Spiritomb. But I mean, Shadow Drapion honestly is still playable, even for a debuffed Spiritomb, right? Because I get to outpace them, I go for a debuff against them first. And they do no-shield that, okay. 5. So they have the crunch ready to go now. They should be 4 away from an Aqua Tail here. So I don't know if I can quite get a move off until they do. Okay, they actually let us get this lunge off. They might have expected me to try to go for a catch, but I didn't have my swap up until just like right now. So we get this move through him. We get a knockout, actually. Kingdra in the back's gonna be, I think, maybe a little bit too scary to deal with here. This Pokemon is insanely spammy, but we actually go for the right call there, where we overfarm. We don't give them a catch. And now Body Slam spam is going to hurt. I need to get to probably 4 Body Slams here, though. They do no-shield that, hoping that I don't go for an Earthquake immediately, which, I mean, that's a smart play. The problem is I don't really have a way to catch a move from them this game. Every single time I would try to go for a catch, they can just throw on, like, really, good timing, and they can guarantee that I'm stuck into a move. I think going for a straight Outrage here is their play. Yeah. But we can go for another Body Slam. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be so close, because Fast Move Pressure here is going to come into play, too. Yeah, they just get the move off in the middle of my rollout, as I was saying. I think this is going to be just too healthy now for me to be able to Bug Bite down. Yeah, we don't have the HP. Dragon Breath is too strong. Well played. Well played. Unfortunate Shadow Ball in the lead there. I should have shielded that, I suppose. Alright, next opponent. We'll see Seaking into Shadow Drapion. Alright. Alright. We saw the last Shadow Drapion get an instant crunch debuff into us, and I did not like that. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. But we saw how this plays out. Very neutral for the Seaking. And I'm going to shield the first move, because I liked how that played out last time. I liked getting the debuff into them. Well, at least I liked on paper how it could have played out, as long as I didn't get debuffed immediately. And nice. We don't get debuffed. I'm going to go here for the Mega Horn, just to do a lot of raw damage to them, right? This is the Mega Horn. They have to shield it. Big move. Yes, okay, we actually got the shield on the Icy Wind bait. That is kind of catastrophic for this Seaking. Just because at this point, I mean, it's got a lot of non-stab damage, right? It's not going to do much with Mega Horn. They might go for Icy Winds here just to debuff me, you know, as revenge, I suppose, which is what we end up seeing. I'm going to go for the Earthquake, though, because at this point, while I am debuffed, this is going to do quite a bit of damage to them, even still. Even through the debuff here. And now they're going to be in Peck down range, or Bug Bite down range, or potentially, you know, like, a combination of the two. Alright, Dunsparce comes in. I have Earthquake ready to go. They have a lot of energy still on that Seaking that we have to keep in mind, but I can Earthquake the Dunsparce here. And I can save some energy, come in with my Seaking, and we get a full sneak here. That's not terrible for us. They're at 5 right now. Big Drill Run. 6. We'll go for the Mega Horn here to try to guarantee a shield, but there is a chance that they don't no-shield this. They could shield this up anyway. But nice, we do land the attack, and that is, once again, pretty helpful for our odds of winning this game. I'm going to shield this again. This might be a terrible play, but I feel like it's not the worst thing I can do here. Because I can just outpace and get to an Icy Wind here. Seaking has a lot of energy for our opponent right now, but they're kind of low. So if I can get his shield here... Okay, well, if I don't get his shield, then I just come in Spiritomb, I suppose, and try to farm them all the way down. If I get the farm down here, we should be set. If they get a second move off, that could be kind of scary. They get the defense drop, which is actually also pretty bad news for us, because now if they get to a Mega Horn with their Seaking, that could do a ridiculous amount of damage into us. They throw a move, likely gonna be a Mega Horn, right? Oh, I hate that they got that debuff. I think I would have survived this. Oh, they Icy Wind. That seems like a massive misplay in my opinion. They double Icy. Okay, I'm kind of surprised they went for that play. This game's gonna come down to the wire still, though. We get the Simul? No, we don't. Are they at the move right now on their Seaking? I don't think Icy Wind knocks us out, but Mega Horn will, and I think they're at it. I think they have it. I think they have it, dude. I think they have it. I tried to go for like a catch there or like a Peck Snipe down. Drill Run? Oh, that's just enough. No. Oh man, that's so sad. If I didn't get debuffed on my Spitops, I think we had a chance there. All right, next game. We'll see Seaking rather into... Oh, Shadow Froslass, okay. This is going to be an interesting one. We saw this matchup earlier with the regular Froslass. But again, like, if we don't know their moveset, then I don't know exactly what they're going to do to us here. They switch and instantly go for a Body Slam here. Interesting. Well, the way I see it, I don't really have an answer to Froslass this game, at least not a hard check, so I think I'm kind of fine dancing around this game. We'll go for the Icy Wind here, and we can bring in our own Licky Licky. 2. So they have Body Slam now, they're at 3, 4, and 4. They're not even baiting an Earthquake. Okay, well, I guess I no-shield this then. And I just build up a lot of energy here. Maybe they're on Shadow Ball. I've seen some Shadow Ball Licky Licky still in this meta, which I think is personally kind of crazy. They can bring that in if they want to. I feel like that's not a great play for them. I want this thing gone more than anything. Wow, and they let that go? Why? Why are they letting their Froslass take this much damage? That's insane. I mean, Body Slam obviously is resisted, but at this point, do they want to take it? I guess so. I shield this, I think. I don't know what's in the back still, though. So if it's like something that going down to shield here is like a really bad for... Oh, they triple Axle us? Why? I don't really see a lot of things that could be in the back that would be that troublesome for us, though, at this point. Mighty Yenna? is an interesting option. I mean, Body Slam's gonna probably get a shield from them, though. If not, they're gonna be in fast move farm down range. Okay. In comes that Licky Licky here. I can survive whatever charge attacks they throw into me here. But we think it's probably on Shadow Ball, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. We kind of figured that out after they decided to not do that into our other guy there. I'm going to shield this. I think that's the play. I should have shielded the Shadow Ball, though. Okay, we'll go for a CMP here. If they want to shield this, they can be my guest. If they no-shield this, their HP is going to start getting pretty low. They do let that go. I do think that is the right play for them at this point, because they can Poison Fang us. And that could make things a little bit scary. Let's see how this plays out. They're going to go for the Poison Fang here, but they're in range where an Icy Wind knocks them out. And if I get the debuff here, then maybe my Licky Licky can still get to another move in the back line. I have to hope that I can. If not, then my Deanna's going to sweep me. I think I might be too low here, actually. They throw after 7, so they throw, like, right on the perfect timing to not take that final rollout, which is a really smart play on their part. Oh my goodness, did I throw this game? I think I did. Yeah, actually, I one-turn lagged here too, so no even chance at a simul KO. But well played to them. I thought when I saw Mighty Enna, it was game over. But no, I guess that Licky Licky with Shadow Ball actually just did too much to us there. Alright, we gotta win this one. We've had some really bad throws here this set. We can win games as long as we play better. And we see another Spiritomb, and man, I still feel like the play is always they go for the debuffing move against us, right? Last time, though, they instantly Shadow Balled us, which was really smart, because they won the Zero Shield matchup by doing that. But we'll see what they do here. They're at 7 right now, so 1 away from a move. Okay, they shield the instant Icy Wind. That might not exactly have been the play I was expecting there. And they swap into a Dunsparce. Huh. Well, I don't hate this. I don't know what they're doing right now. But, I mean, it's probably going to work. I kind of thought that with a lot of the plays my opponents have done this set, and I've still found ways to lose games. So, we'll not judge them until the game's over. They're at 6, so 1 away from the next drill run, but they're debuffed, so this is going to do absolutely nothing to us. It bounces right off. We have a lot of energy still on our Seaking, and it's not like Spiritomb can really one-shot us, right? With a Rock Tomb or anything. So, we'll see how this plays out. Big drill run. I'm going to go for the Earthquake here, just to get a little bit more raw damage. I know 1 Body Slam wouldn't be enough, so 1 Earthquake is a little bit more efficient to finish this off, potentially. Big Earthquake. Yeah, not quite a knockout there, but as we know, we still do survive this next drill run, and I actually get a nice rollout down, which the energy there is not bad for us, potentially, to have. Okay. They'll come in Spiritomb here, but they have to throw a Rock Tomb against us if they want to get their move off first, which they actually do end up going for. I mean, I feel like it's just worth getting this Earthquake against them, though. They're at 3 plus 7, so 10, so 5 away from their next potential Rock Tomb. So keep that in mind. They shield that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. Ah, dude, I hate this matchup so much. I hate this so much, because I know that Seaking can win that. I just didn't... my Spiritomb loses CMP to Seaking, but my Seaking loses CMP to Spiritomb. I should have... I was reaching for the Mega Horn, too, and I went for the Icy one. This is actually kind of bad now. This is fine. This is fine. We didn't want to win that CMP. In fact, we wanted to give him a perfect farm down here. Actually, you know, maybe that's fine. Maybe that's fine, because now my Spidops comes in, and it does get an energy lead here. But it's a Miltank in the back, which is really bad to see. If I was up a shield, then maybe, maybe this would be better. Man, why do I have to lose CMP? That is game losing. That is absolutely game losing. That is so sad. It's kind of an IV dependent CMP. But like it's, I guess it's just how it goes. So they're 2 away here from their next Body Slam. I could try to go for a catch, or maybe they're going for like a Thunderbolt or something to do more raw damage. No, they do Body Slam. So they're 2 away. They thought I'd catch. So we're just gonna go for the lunge. Because, I mean, sometimes you gotta go for this stupid play. And now we have to hope we have enough HP here to tap them down. Spiritomb gets one Sucker Punch. Dunsparce is still around, but they're so low on that thing. Yeah, okay. I'm so glad I went for this stupid play, because sometimes that is the way you gotta play in the Go Battle League. Seaking into Shadow Beedrill. There we go. We'll see if they stay in or not. I know their Fast Food Pressure, honestly, is not that bad into us, but they just switch into a Furret. A little bit slow on the counter swap, because I always want to make sure with these normal types that I'm bringing in the right Pokemon. There's a chance it's like a Licky Licky coming in, or a Dunsparce, which would be much better for my Licky Licky to see. And if it's a Furret, I'd much rather have my Spitops here, right? Looks like I was just a little bit too late on the swap to get my lunge off before them. But I mean, the thing is, I'm not that scared of Beedrill this game. That Pokemon is pretty good for both my Licky Licky and my Seaking to Seam. So if they want to go down Shields to win Switch, that's not necessarily going to help them out too much this game, but no one tell them that. Hopefully they still just go down Shields. I'd be pretty happy to see it. Oh, they actually do Shield. Interesting. They can't get a full Sucker Punch down against us, which is a little bit scary, I suppose, because that is a lot of energy to give over to a Furret, but you know, they're a debuffed Furret. It's not going to be quite as scary as it would be if they were not a debuffed Furret. They're at 8, so 3. Right now, unless they go for like a Trailblaze, but I don't think anyone runs that. Yeah. 4, 5. We'll just throw the Icy Wind on CMP. Guarantee we don't take a move here, unless they want to shield this again, but yeah, I would be surprised to see that happen. They probably have a Dragon in the back, if I had to guess. I feel like, okay, or a Licky Licky of their own. So I'm going to go here for a catch. Doesn't quite work out, but I mean, either way, I have a lot of energy on my Seaking, and I still have a shield advantage here this game, which is going to be kind of hard for them to overcome. I'm going to shield just in case they go for an Earthquake. They're at enough energy. Yeah, they're 1 past, so they're at 1 right now. Really good shield by us. That's going to be a lot of energy down the drain for them. They're at 4, so they have access to another Earthquake here after another rollout. But I can Earthquake them and put them into range where either my next Earthquake or potential Body Slams could be enough to knock them out over time. I'm going to double shield. I feel like they always full send again. Yeah, nice. Double shielding Earthquakes are kind of huge in this matchup. We'll go for the Earthquake now. Oh, they catch? I don't know how much that helps them. Beedrill does not want to take an Earthquake, dude. This is a Shadow Beedrill still. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of damage. I should be able to peck this down before they get to a Fell Stinger too, right? Yeah, so now I just Icy Wind the Licky Licky, Body Slam the Licky Licky, and the game is over. Let's go. All right. But I suppose that's a 2-3 set. That's going to be not quite as commanding as our first set there, but you know, that's still fine. Yeah, I mean, we saw a lot of neutral play here with Seaking today. I think a lot of my losses were kind of just on me as well, which, I mean, I don't like misplaying, but I like it when I would have had a chance if I would have played better, right? And Seaking, while it is very neutral, very slow at getting the moves, it's just so fun to use as a Pokemon to slow down your opponent as well. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.